How many are eligible?
All.
All. Then here I can see how 12 students are there, no?
Maybe which one got the placed and not eligible, which were not got at the placement.
You got placed?
No, ma'am.
You got
Nine.
placed?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. 9 o'clock started, ma'am. Test. I will inform, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Up to 9 o'clock. So quickly in 10 minutes, I'll finish off the discussion of case study and innovative question. Okay, students?
Minimum 15 minutes before login, ma'am. I will only join the inform the you.
So you tell me what can I do now? You suggest me what can I do?
Maybe close these sessions.
No, so many students are there. No, how can I close? Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
students. Out of 13 students, how many are not eligible? Please tell me. Please, not eligible students, please write a message your name in the chat box so that I can come to know the class strength. Okay, fine. I'll do revision today. Then in the next class, when I have next class today Thursday Tuesday. Anyway, tomorrow I have class. No, tomorrow afternoon I have class. No. In tomorrow's class, I can discuss. Now also, today also I'll discuss, and in tomorrow also I'll discuss once again.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. 10 minutes I'll discuss case study. It will not take much time, and then I can start the revision. Yes, students, as you all know that in all the question paper, we are getting a case study. We have a case study and innovative question. So in 43 also you have a case study and innovative question. So the case study, I'll give a specific case. So like how I gave in the last internals, some specific case I'll give. So you have to study it. It will be related to your .NET framework only. It may be based on window form application or it may be based on web application. So you have to study the scenario, you have to study the case, and you have to answer for the questions which I give in the question paper. That is case study. And innovative, I may ask you to innovatively design the website for any event or any organization or suppose for example, if I ask you to develop a web page for any examination system, if you develop a website for PGCET, if you develop a website for PGCET, assume that PGCET online exam of PGCET is already there, then how innovatively you have developed your web page, you have to explain there. You have to develop a web pictorially, you have to represent students pictorially, you have to represent, and you have to mention that what new things you are doing from the other website, getting what new things, what new functionality you have added compared to the other website. Getting students, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಗಿಂತ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್, that you have to write pictorially, you have to represent. Just I'm telling, if I give a question like this, so some innovative things you have to implement in the answer, students. I may ask you the XML, how the XML concept we use, how innovatively the XML controls you can use, because XML controls are also available in .NET framework. Correct? No, when we want to develop a web application, and when in the window form application and in web application, we have a toolbox control. So generally to develop any form we use a toolbox control. If you want to develop a the same toolbox, how innovatively you can implement in the program, I may ask. Yes, students, like these questions you may get in the internals. Yes, clear with the case study and innovative question? Another doubt idya? Aditya, Apurva, both regular and lateral entry Apurva, understood case study and innovative question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So in programming languages, so case study and innovative question will not be so much of difficulty. So some scenario, based on the scenario, you have to answer for the case study question. And innovative, how innovatively you can implement the programming concept in the program. The concept, it may be toolbox controls. In the first test I gave using class. In the second internals, what was the innovative question? Anybody remember? Students, anybody remember? आपका idea? Yeah, design education institute, and you have to mention the reusability concept. So based on the reusability concept, because you know Java OOPS concept we are using for the reusability, and how the reusability you can implement in the education institute, or if you develop any education institute website, how you can implement the reusability concept. Like that I gave the question in the second internals. So the concept which you have studied in the theory, the same thing, how innovatively you can implement in the programming, or how innovatively you can implement in the application or in the project. Like that questions I will ask. Okay, students. Case study is, I give some scenario. Based on the scenario, the material of case study I'll upload in the GCR. Is it fine, students? Case study and innovative questions? Or still you want any more explanation on that? Yes, please tell me. No, I'll come back to your assignments. How many of you not submitted your assignment? So many late submissions are there. 7 are not submitted yet. Why? Santosh, Pratik, Nidhi, Divyesh, Shashank, Spurti. Why Spurti? Yakama submit madilla. Spurti, you're there, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll submit now, ma'am. I have network issue, ma'am. So I couldn't, ma'am. I'll submit now.
Divyesh is not there. Nidhi is there. Nidhi and Pratik is there. Nidhi, Pratik. Student, today by 12 o'clock you try to submit. Okay. 7 students have submitted out of 7 students. So many are late. Chetna, late submission. Gautami, late submission. Manish, Kavya. Okay, students, understood case study and innovative question? Any doubt in case study and innovative question, students? Okay. If you don't have any doubt, then I'll move to a revision. So this is the second module, student. I think second module revision I finished now. Yes, students? Okay. 5 minutes I'll do revision once again. So in the second module, we are going to learn classes, objects, and object-oriented programming. So here here mainly we are going to study what is class, what is object, and how to create class, and some of the example of a class. Yes, this revision I have finished before earlier. I have finished the second module, and here we have some of the important concept, that is nested class. Nested class is nothing but the class within class. The students, here this is the outer class. See where I have highlighted, this is the outer class and this is the inner class. And
Ma'am, screen is not visible.
Oh, hold on. Thank you. Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the outer class. Yes, students, one thing I want from the beginning also I am telling, now also I am repeating, almost we have come to the end of the semester. Have some seriousness, don't take lightly. And this time, like in the last semester, because of COVID, so yeah, everybody got promoted to the next semester. This semester, it is not going to happen like that. This semester, you have to write exam on the paper. Not, it is not online also. You physically you have to come to college and you have to write the answer. So please concentrate on part B programs. Yesterday also I told so much. See, I can just tell to do this, so I cannot make you to, because it is you people are not small kids, no? How many times I told you to execute part B programs? Still many have executed only one program. When you will execute the remaining program, at least those programs are easy. Those that programs you can execute, no? Fourth and fifth program, both the programs are one, uh, 4 5, those three programs are very simple. 2 and 3 are little complex. Even I agree for that. And at the end of the session, you people will, if you ask me to explain any query, then from the beginning, I have to create all the forms. Whatever the doubts you have, you ask me in the beginning of the lab session or in the theory class. So that 1 hour time I'll get to explain from the beginning. Okay, this is the nested class. So here, this is a small code snippet. This is the outer class students where I have highlighted, and this is the inner class, partial class and partial method. And how you can you may ask a question, how I can differentiate a normal class and a partial class. A partial class will be having a partial keyword. A partial class will be having a partial keyword. And using a method as class member. So generally in the class, we'll be having the variables, the variable declaration. Here you can also declare, you can also take method as a class member. So this is a syntax, that is access modifier, class class is a keyword, class name, and the member variables. The member variables, access modifier, data type, variable. This is a variable declaration. This is a variable declaration. And this the second access modifier, return type, and the method one. So this method one is nothing but this is a method name and the parameter list. So this is a method, and this method is a member of a class. This method is a member of a class, and passing object as a arguments in the arguments to a method. So here this is a method. The method name is add ob. Add ob is or add object. In short, I have taken add ob. So this is a method. To this method, the arguments are the objects. See here, you in the main program, you can see the object declaration, students. The object creation. Yes. Sample is a class name. Sample is a class name. So class name object is equal to new class name. So returning value from method. So the returning value from the method. So this is a method. Here we are calculating the area. So in this method, the area of the area is calculated. The area of circle is calculated pi r square. The formula is pi r square. So area of circle is calculated, and this value is returning to the main program. See, these are all the basic. In second module, yes students, in first module we are learning the introduction and the working and the important concepts of .NET framework. We are understanding the how to use a .NET framework and what all the things are there in the .NET framework, because many of the students, they don't know what is .NET framework. So the first module is all about .NET framework. In the second module, What are the concepts you have studied in C++ and Java? The oops concepts are only there. All these things you have studied, no students. And the access modifier, public, internal modifier, protected, private, and protected internal modifier. These are all the access modifiers. And here the important thing is properties. The property has two methods, students. The property has two methods, that is get and set method. Get and set method. Get means get is used to return the value. Set is used to assign the value. See where I highlighted with this red color. This is a set method, and the above one is a get method. Set method is to use to assign the value. Get method is to use it is used to return the value. So here the indexer, in the last class in the question paper also this question has come. The object we are using in the form of a index. The objects we are using in the form of a index. With these indexer we are using with accessor and mutators. Accessor and mutators are nothing but get and set method. Struct, this from from C program we are learning this. Struct is nothing but it is a structure, and structure is a collection of heterogeneous data type. Structure is a collection of heterogeneous data type. See here the access modifier, struct keyword, and the structure name. The structure contains, this is the body of the structure. The body of the structure contains fields, parameterized constructor, constants, properties, indexer, class, events, methods, and so on. These are all the members of a class. See next here, encapsulation. See this diagram, student. Capsule, when we are when we are not feeling well, or when doctor suggests you some capsule, we take that medicine, no? So why we call that as a capsule means the cover will be there. So inside the cover the medicine will be there. Some capping, the capping have done. So inside that the medicine has given. So similarly here also we have protected the data with a cap. The protected the data with a cap. That cap, see here you can see this is the class members. See the variables data is encapsulated. It is protected. The variables and the data is protected inside this capsule. So we using this encapsulation we are protecting the data. I gave that example, no, refrigerator example. When you go to a shop to buy a refrigerator, there what what are the features we see, students? The color, number of doors, the capacity of the refrigerator, how many kgs the refrigerator can hold, and how much power consumption power it consumes. Those informations we need. The information which is not necessary to the customer, that information is hidden. Correct, no? The information like what type of wiring they have done, what type of engine they have put. All this we are going to ask to the shopkeeper. No. So whichever the information is relevant is given to the customers, and whichever the information is not relevant, which has to be protected from the non-authorized access, so that data is wrapped. That wrapping up of data is nothing but a encapsulation. Inheritance, here we are inheriting the properties from base class to the derived class, or from parents class to the child class. So here in the inheritance we have four types: single inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and multiple inheritance. Inheritance and constructors. Yes, students, here we are going to learn constructor. What is constructor? The constructor is a special method of a class. A constructor is a special method of a class. A constructor is called by default whenever an object of a class is created. And one more thing, the constructor has same name as class, and all the derived classes have their default constructor. All the derived classes have their default constructor. The default constructor of a base class is called automatically, and then the derived class constructor is called. So this is constructor. A sealed class. If you don't want to access if you don't want to inherit a specific class, then you can seal that class. Seal. We put a seal mark. Why the government will put a seal mark on something? Because the government don't want anybody to access that. If sometime if they are not paying a loan amount on time, then they are going to seal that business. So sealing means like blocking the access. So blocking the access. Similarly, here also you can block the access of a class with the help of a sealed keyword. Still, even after putting a sealed keyword to the class, if you want to inherit that class, then you will get a error message. Yes, students, do you remember in the class I have executed that program? So you cannot inherit a class. So if you don't want to inherit the class, then you can make that class as a sealed class. Extension method. So extension, the meaning of extension is to enhance. You can enhance the method with the help of extension keyword. Polymorphism. The polymorphism is a very important concept in OOPS, or the polymorphism is a very important feature of OOPS. This is used to exhibit different forms of a particular procedure, and it allows you to invoke methods of a derived class through the base class reference during runtime. It provides different. Yes, students, any doubt? If you have any doubt, if you are not understanding, you can stop me and you can ask any questions. If you have any questions, you can ask. The polymorphism has two types: a static polymorphism and dynamic polymorphism. Static polymorphism is also known as compile time polymorphism or overloading. The dynamic polymorphism is known as runtime polymorphism or overriding. Overloading and overriding are the two types of polymorphism. And this is the example. This is the example for inheritance. This is a small example for inheritance. See, this is the example of method overloading. Method overloading is the common way of implementing polymorphism. It is the ability to redefine a function in more than one form. A user can implement function overloading by defining two or more functions in a class sharing the same name. When we can say the function overloading, when we have the same method name for more than one method, when we have same method name for more than one method with a different parameter, then we can say as a method overloading. Method overloading. And dynamic polymorphism. In dynamic polymorphism, we use virtual and override keyword. We use virtual and override keyword. Virtual is used for generating a virtual path for its derived class on implementing method overriding. The virtual keyword used within a set with override keyword. The virtual is used together with the override keyword. This is a small code snippet. Students, if you have any doubts, you can ask students. See, this is the most important concept. This is abstraction. The abstraction, this abstraction is also a process of hiding something. The abstraction is a process of hiding the details of a particular concept or object. Just now, students, I gave you refrigerator example. There, the circuits, what circuit they have used inside the refrigerator, what type of wiring they have used, what type of engine, what type of machine they have used. Those information is not required to the customers. correct, no? So that information is hidden, that information is not shown to the customer. Yes, if any new shops, if any new home appliance shop opens, if they have different varieties of refrigerator, then if they are giving any invitation, or if they are sending any pamphlet for different varieties of refrigerator, what that pamphlet contains, the images of different refrigerator, not the circuits which they have implemented in the refrigerator, not the engines, the features which is necessary for the customers, only that feature is given in the only that feature is given in the catalog or in the component. So in the abstraction is a process of hiding the details of a particular concept or object. The abstract class syntax is mm, the abstract class should have a abstract keyword, and the abstract class is generally, it is a base class. The abstract class generally, it will be the base class, and abstract class cannot be instantiated, means you cannot create the object of abstract class. See here, see this example, students. Hmm. See here, Illinois. You can see here. You can see here, this is a base class, and this base class with abstract keyword, and this is a derived class. This is a derived class. Derived class. Now here we are creating an object for base class and derived class. We are creating the object for base class and derived class. You can see this comment line, students. This BC is a object for base class and DC is a object for derived class. Cannot be instantiated, means you cannot create the object for the abstract class. You cannot create the object for abstract class. So you cannot, it cannot be instantiated, but you can create the object for the derived class. Is some of the characteristics of abstract class. The abstract, it should have an abstract keyword, and the abstract class should not have a sealed keyword, and the abstract class should have minimum one abstract method. All these are all the characteristics of abstract class. This is module 2. Shall I start revision of module 3, or you want me to do revision, solve any previous year question paper, students? Shall we take any previous year question paper, or shall I continue with the revision of third module? Eli. Yes, students.
Ma'am, previous year question paper.
Okay. Yes, students, in last class we have discussed the question paper for 16-17 scheme. This is the old syllabus scheme. So this also we'll see once. So this is 13 scheme syllabus question paper, students. Explain the components. The syllabus is same, almost same. 90% of the theory syllabus is same. Only in the last module they have changed it. I can say 85% of the syllabus is same. Only 50% they have included some extra concepts in the theory part, and lab they have changed completely. Part B programs have changed completely. The first question is explain the components and benefits of dotted framework with the help of architecture diagram. Yes, what is the answer? Explain. Here you have to write the components of dotted framework and you have to write the benefits. Benefits we discussed in the last class, students. What are the benefits? Cross-platform, memory management, interoperability. Students, I did not study all this. I did not by heart all this concept. For me, I no need to write any exam. Just when I explained you that time and yesterday, I have seen, that's all. When I am able to tell, then why you people are not telling? So those benefits you have to write with the diagram of .NET framework architecture. Don't write any other architecture like 4.5 architecture. Don't write. Write the diagram of architecture 4.0 only. What is an assembly? Explain each components of assembly. This concept also we have discussed in the last class. Explain different data types in C hash. So C hash with the binary data type, Boolean data type, string data type, integer, decimal, float, decimal, those data types you have to explain. And what are the different types of conversions supported by C hash? What are the different types of conversion? Explicit and implicit conversion. And describe the significance of is and as operator. Is and as operator significance you have to write. Explain different method parameter modifier with suitable example. Method parameter modifiers are nothing but the access modifier. See students, this is not CBCS scheme. This is the old syllabus. You can see how was the question paper before. So out of 8 questions, you are supposed to write any 5. Now in CBCS or they have given in each module. Munche hagirlilla. Any 4 modules hodare pass agta idri. Write a short note on the following: partial classes and methods indexes. Write a program in C hash to read jagged array and display the sum of all the elements of a inner array. Your lab program is there, no? I think 4th program. So 4th program you can write. How method overriding is different from method overloading. Illustrate with an example. So with the help of example, you have to demonstrate the difference between overloading and overriding. This question paper is very simple, students. Explain sealed classes and sealed methods. How do you enforce encapsulation using accessor and mutators with a suitable code? Accessor and mutators is nothing but set and get method. Set and get method. Next, how delegates are used in C hash? Discuss single cast and multicast delegates. Yes, students, this in most of the question paper, this question is there. So see, main thing, you should know the concepts. If you know the concept, whatever type of question they ask, you are able to answer. Catch one exception parameter is good and necessary mechanism. Justify with a suitable example. So try catch block, you have to exception handling concept, you have to explain with a suitable example. Write a short note on multiple event handler. So multiple event handler is nothing but take a form, and in a form you can do a multiple event that you can explain. So this is old syllabus question paper, students. Discuss panel control with respect to the window form. So panel control you have to explain the implementation of combo box in C hash. Yes, students, how we implement combo box in a, what is the use of combo box? Anybody? What is the use of combo box? Surya? Surya,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the use of combo box?
We can add multiple items in it, ma'am.
Multiple item you can add.
Yeah, ma'am. It's like
How?
drop down menu box.
Drop down menu. Yes, students, in window form application we have a combo box, but as I shown in the lab also in Visual Studio, we don't have a combo box option in ASP.NET to implement the combo box functionality, or to achieve combo box or to use a combo box in ASP.NET application. We have to go with the drop down menu. Write a program of addition of two numbers by accepting a number from text box and display the result in the form using a button click event. Yes, students, a simple program you need to write with the help of a form. In the form text box, you have to take an input, and the result you have to show on the monitor with the help of a button event. Explain the components of IDEO.NET Entity Framework. The components are OLED, BOD, BCG. Those are all the entity of .NET, IDEO.NET Framework. How data adapter is used to build a database applications. So here you have to explain about a data adapter. For data adapter you have to explain, and the different discuss the components of data set. The components of data set is nothing but rows and columns. How the rows and columns we are going to implement. And the last question is explain different validation control with suitable examples supported by ASP.NET. Last class also I have discussed this required field validation, custom validation, compare validator. These concepts you have to explain. Write a web-based application to check the entered username and password are valid or not. Check the entered username and password of a web form with a suitable database table. So here you have to create a database and you have to write a query to check whether the username and password both are matching. If both are matching, then you can say the login is successful. And write a short note on session in ASP.NET. This is the last question. So this is old syllabus question paper, students. So your syllabus is different, and even the question paper pattern is also entirely different from this scheme. Here, out of 8 questions, they have to answer only any 5 questions, But in the CBCS scheme, in each module, they have given or. Okay, students, once again, the case study and innovative question I'll repeat because the strength of our students have increased now. Yes, students, the case study question is I give some scenario how I gave for the last test for the second internals. So I'll give some situation. In that situation, or if I may give you one program or a website. So in that website, you have to study the functionality. And what are the features they have included. So based on the website or based on the scenario, I will ask. So you have to answer for those questions. And innovative questions, how you the controls. See, you can see the controls here. Screen is visible, students. Kanista idea? Yes, students, is the screen is visible? Respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here I have a different control box here, the list of the standard controls, data control, and the validation control, and the navigation control, login control, web portal. So many controls I have in the toolbox. I may ask you how innovatively you can implement these controls in your program. or I may ask you to develop a website for online examination system. Already online examination website, so many websites we have. So how innovatively you have, how the new idea you have implemented, which the idea which is not there in the previous project or in the other project, the idea is not there, but in your project you have implemented. So what new thing you have added to that website, that you have to write. What innovative things you have added to the program. So what new thing you are implementing in the program, that you have to write, students. You have to write pictorially, and pictorially also you have to represent, and you have in the summary also you have to mention that how innovatively you have developed the website. What new things you have included in the website. And the same thing for these controls also, how innovatively you have implemented these controls in your program. So based on the question you try to answer, students. I'm just giving the examples, like these questions I may ask. So next class, third and fourth module revision I'll do, students. Answer your attendance. Ajay, can you hear me, Ajay?
Yes, ma'am.
Why you are not attending classes? How many classes you attended from last 10 days? You see your attendance status.
I was
Why?
not well, ma'am.
What happened?
I had fever.
What about your lab program, Part B programs? How many programs you have executed?
3, ma'am.
Hmm? How many?
3 I executed, ma'am.
Remain 2 also you completed fast. Okay, answer your attendance, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Aditya,
Yes, ma'am.
Ajay,
Yes, ma'am.
Amit, Antima. Ajay, you please tell me no who went for placement so that I can mark them present. Antima,
Okay, ma'am.
placement, huh?
No, ma'am, I don't think so. So many have placements. Only some people have got not
Can you
all.
send me the list?
Yes, ma'am. I'll send you the list after the class, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So that by referring that, I'll mark them present. Apurva,
Present, ma'am.
Ashwini,
Yes, ma'am.
Bindu,
Yes, ma'am.
Divyesh, Gaurish,
Yes, ma'am.
Gautami,
Present, ma'am.
Gunashekar,
Present, ma'am.
Harini,
Present, ma'am.
Surya.
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Nayana, Nayana. Placement, Ajay? Ajay. Nazma,
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ
okay,
ಲಿಸ್ಟ್
okay, fine. Nazma, Pradeep, Nidhi,
Present, ma'am.
Pradeep, Pradeep, Preeti,
Present, ma'am.
Rajesh, Rajesh, Sahadev, Sahadev, Saket, Santosh, Seema, Sinchana,
Present, ma'am.
ಅರ್ಜುನ ನಾನು ಸಂಕಟದಲ್ಲಿ
Spurti, Spurti, Suru, Suru, Suru is not there.
Present, ma'am. Present.
Okay, Spurti. What about Suru? He's not there. Varsha? ಯಾಕಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಷ ನೀನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರ್ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ? ಒಂದಿನ ಬಂದ್ರೆ 2 ದಿನ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅಗೇನ್ 17th ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್, 21st ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್, ನೆನ್ನೆ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಗೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಮ್ಮ?
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 2 ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿರೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ?
ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ
ಅಮೃತ?
Ma'am, roll number 34, ma'am.
One ನಿಮಿಷ ಇರಿ. Again I'll come back. Wait, don't disturb in between.
No, ma'am, after Varsha, I'm only, ma'am.
Okay, sorry. Yashashwini?
Present, ma'am.
Amruta? Amruta? Anusha? Anusha? Apurva?
ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲಕ್ಷಣ
ಏನಪ್ಪಾ?
ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಅಕ್ಕಡಿ నుంచి ఇట్లా చేయండి.
ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಸಾಯಿ ಸಿದ್ಧಾರ್ಥ್?
ಎಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ನೀನೇನ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸಾ? ಒಂದ್ ದಿನ ಬಂದ್ರೆ 4 ದಿನ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 55 ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಯು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 35 ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್. ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಟೈನ್ ಆಗ್ತೀಯ. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ? ಒಂದ್ ದಿನ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ? ನಿನ್ನೆ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಪ್ಪ ನೀನು?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ? ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾವಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಹೇಳು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ? ಒಂದಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು? ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ನೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಚೇತನ?
ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಕಾವ್ಯ?
Present, ma'am.
Yes, Kavya, what is your problem? Why you are not attending regularly? And even lab also, not even 50% attendance you have. How many programs? I think part B, none of the labs you have attended. Why? What is your problem?
I was not well, ma'am.
For how many days? How many weeks? Out of 13 labs, you attended only 4 labs. None of the part B programs lab you are attended. How you will execute then? Madhushri?
ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
To write the test, you have to take Kavya. To write the test, you have to take permission from HOD. I'm not going to allow you to write the test. Manish?
Present, ma'am.
Sarfaraz?
Present, ma'am.
Murgesh? Mani? Murgesh is there, no? Why he's not answering? Mani? Paresh?
Present, ma'am.
Pooja?
Present, ma'am.
Prashant?
Present, ma'am.
Pratibha? Pratibha? Pratik? Pratik? Sadhana? Again, this girl also, she has also... Yenama, what is your problem? Why you are not attending? Continuously 1 week you are absent.
I was not well, ma'am.
ಮನೇಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಕಷ್ಟನಾ?
No, ma'am. I went to hospital and
ಏನ್ ಒಂದ್ ವಾರ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಿಂದ?
I was following your class on YouTube, ma'am.
What is the use when you don't have attendance? What about your part B programs?
I'll execute, ma'am.
No, how many you have executed? You tell me.
None.
You are following the YouTube videos. No, how many of you execute? How many programs have executed?
One, I think.
One you think, that also you don't know. Shashank? Shraddha?
Present, ma'am.
ನಿನ್ಗೂ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಅಮ್ಮ. ನೀನು ಒಂದಿನ ಬಂದ್ರೆ 4 ದಿನ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಶ್ರೀಧರ್?
Present, ma'am.
Tanuj?
Present, ma'am.
Tejaswini?
Present, ma'am.
Ummehani?
Present, ma'am.
Ashish. Ashish. Vidya. Vishal.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, students, I'll stop here. See you in the next class.